Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're well, hope you've had a nice week. Mine's been pretty relaxed as I've had the week off work. I have been dog sitting though, and there is a dog lying here beside my leg. She didn't want to be in frame, so it's been a lot of being pestered, but we've been out with some lovely walks. Today's weather is what I would call perfect dog walking weather, because it's overcast and a bit miserable, so it means you won't see very many people, but it's not torrential rain or anything like that. Anyway, let's get on with the video, shall we, as this is my second attempt at filming it. I filmed it yesterday, then went to edit it last night, and there was a huge chunk of what I'd recorded missing, and the whole video wouldn't have made sense without that chunk, as it was basically the beginning explaining what the heck I was talking about. So I have to reshoot today. Anyway, let's get on with it. Yesterday I was on Instagram, and I follow the Love to Sew podcast from Helen's Closet and Caroline Somos of Blackbird Fabrics, which if you haven't listened to it I would really recommend. It's a lot of fun. They have great chemistry together, and they've had some really good guests. They've had Jenny from Cashmerette, Katie from What Katie Sews, Christine Haynes, yeah, and it's really good, and I like the ones that are just them two chatting as well. They've talked about fabric stash and all sorts of things. Yes, so would recommend, subscribe. Anyway, they put an Instagram post on asking for questions because they're going to do a Q&A video, and I was reading the comments, and Shah_Boz asked, if you could sew the same 3 patterns for an entire year, which patterns would you choose, and how would you change the patterns to make what you sew with them unique, season appropriate, etc.? And I just thought that was such a brilliant question. I hope they do answer it. I have liked it, and it's up to 5 likes now, so hopefully they will see that other people are interested in that one too, and they'll answer it. But I thought I could do a video on what my 3 pattern choices would be. Bear with me while I just get my little notes up. Yes, so I'll just dive straight in, because I immediately thought of this first one, which was the Dixie DIY ballet dress, which is what I'm wearing. Yes, so it is a knit fit and flare dress. So it's a scoop neck. Excuse me, the pattern as standard comes with a 3/4 length sleeve. These are, well, I've just chopped it off to a shorter sleeve. And it's I think it's a half circle skirt. So it's quite flared, but not, you know, majorly floofy like a circle skirt or anything like that. I will insert the Lineart so you can have a look. Yes, so I thought that one is just a really good, simple, hackable knit pattern, because with the, you know, the bodice like this, you're basically getting a knit block that you can do anything with. So if, you know, if you want to make a dress, you can change the neckline to, you know, you could make it more boat, you could make it a V, you could probably even hack it into some sort of wrap variation. Sleeves, you can put different, you could spread these into floofy flutter sleeves, you could make them petal sleeves, you could have them any length really. You could take the sleeves off in the summer and finish the neck, armhole with a binding or a band. Yeah, the skirt, this version actually has a, let me stand up, gathered skirt on. So you could do that just with a gathered rectangle, you could do a pleated rectangle, you could slash and spread it, which I've done on my dinosaur version. I can link to the blog post about that if you like. Yeah, so that's almost a circle skirt on that, I think. Different fabrics are going to give you a different look. This is a viscose, so it's quite drapey, but if you had a slashed and spread skirt in a scuba, that's going to look really good, really structured. Yeah, this is the pattern that I used to hack my swing t-shirt that was in a video a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, you could also hack it into a tight fitted t-shirt, just extending down to the hip with a bit of curve, or a slightly looser fit one, just pivoting it out and adding a little bit more ease. I do plan to make myself a sort of swing dress kind of thing, just basically lengthening the t-shirt I made. You could make a crop jumper by sewing it in a sort of sweatshirty knit and adding a waist band or just hem the waist. Yeah, you could take the shoulders off and make yourself an off the shoulder top or dress. I've also seen a tutorial on the Grainline blog where she made a waterfall front cardigan from the Lark Tea pattern, which you could totally do from this as well. And Gillian from Crafting a Rainbow has done a blog post as well on the Curvy Sewing Collective, and then on her own blog as well, of lots of different cardigan hacks where she'd used I think it was the Concord tee as a base, but you could use this. You could turn it into a t-shirt first and then turn it into cardigans. Yes, so this was an obvious choice for me because just a really good hack base. I think that's all I've got in my little notes. Yes, okay. My second choice is a pattern I haven't actually sewn yet, so I don't know what the fit would be like on me, but I'm choosing it on principle. Is the Sew Over It Ultimate Shift Dress. Again, it's one that would be brilliant for hacks, but you get quite a lot of variation built into the pattern anyway. Here's the Lineart. You get a dress and a top, so you can have any length in between really, and there's sleeves or sleeveless or little fluttery cap sleeve things. So yeah, you get a lot of combinations that you can make just from standard, but I have noted down other hacks that occurred to me as well, bear with me. Yes, so you could sew it in a knit. I've seen, again, Gillian from Crafting a Rainbow, she's going to be mentioned quite a few times, has sewn it in a knit and it looks really good. And I did think as well you could slash and spread that and make some sort of more sway dress kind of thing, a bit like, oh gosh, is it the paper cut sway dress? Yeah, that with or without sleeves. You could crop it and add like a gathered skirt for kind of like a baby doll kind of dress, or you could add a ruffle at the sort of hip or waist for more of a peplum top. Oh yes, Lisa Comfort made a hack of it when she was pregnant where she added a seam just below the bust and then a inverted pleat and added a tie, and I really like that even though I'm not pregnant, so I quite like the idea of doing that hack anyway, or just something similar would be quite nice I think with the tie, because I'm not sure if I think it's got back darts, and I have seen a pattern where they've got a tie built into the back darts, and I thought that would be quite nice, and then you can just sort of wrap it round to cinch it in a little bit. Again, you could take the shoulders off like I've done with the Scout tee before. Again, Gillian has made a coatigan from the Sew Over It shift dress, where you just basically cut up the middle and add a facing along the front, and then you can sew it in a knit obviously, and you've got yourself a coatigan. And I did think you could make an actual coat out of it if you just sort of split it down the middle, added a little bit extra for button overlap, and then I would add like a Peter Pan collar, maybe rotate the darts out and put a seam in the front and then a pocket coming off it. I can picture it in my head, I don't know how well I'm describing it. Or leave the collar off and put an exposed zip in the front. I thought that might look quite nice as well. Yes, but loads of different hack potential with that. And just sewing it in different fabric makes a different look as well. Like the same with this. Floaty viscose is going to look a lot different to like a more sturdy quilting cotton kind of thing. And my third pattern choice is going to sound like a bit of a cop-out, because I'm just going to say a jeans pattern as opposed to actually pick a jeans pattern, because I haven't found, you know, my jeans pattern yet. I've only tried one. I've tried the Closet Case Files Ginger Jeans, and I've not had much luck getting them to fit me. So I don't know whether to just keep trying on them or start trying other patterns, because there are a lot of jeans patterns out there now. I have bought quite a few of them, so I quite fancy trying the Mimi G Simplicity collaboration pattern, which is Simplicity 822 2, because it comes with different pieces for different body types. So I think it's just the back, but there's different options for slim, average and curvy, and I had to add quite a bit to the back crotch curve and the inner thigh on the ginger jeans, so I thought maybe if I tried the curvy simplicity one I might have a better place to start from there. So yes, I will have a go and report back at some point on that. I've also got the Deer and Doe saffron jeans as well to try, but they're more of a sort of nice trouser looking kind of thing, because they haven't got the traditional jean styling of the yoke and the standard pockets. They've got a fancy pretty welt pocket kind of thing. But yes, I'm getting off track. So once I have a traditional sort of skinny jean pattern that I like, that would be my choice, because if you sew it in denim it's going to look completely different to if you sew it with stretch twill, and you could easily sort of hack the pocket shape and add some ease maybe to the legs to make a more sort of trousery looking pattern. You can change the rise. What else can you do with a pair of jeans? Yeah, you could omit the yoke, I suppose, again to make a more trousery kind of pattern. You could, Heather from Closet Case Files did a tutorial on turning the ginger jeans into flares before she released the flare expansion pack, so you could totally make your own flares. I'm sure there are lots of other things that I am forgetting that you could do with a pair of jeans to make them into different trousers. Basically I would be using them like a, oh excuse me, gone all throaty. Yes, basically I'd be using them like a block as well. So those are my 3 pattern choices: the Dixie DIY ballet dress, the Sew Over Ultimate Shift dress, and an unspecified jeans pattern. I would love to hear in the comments what 3 patterns you would pick if you were only able to sew 3 patterns for a year, or if you have a blog or a YouTube channel and you wanted to do a post or a video on it too. I would be really interested in seeing that. I hope that Helen and Caroline answered the question on their podcast, because I just thought it was such a good question. Kudos to Shahbaz. Yes, it's got me really excited, and I feel like, oh, maybe I should do it. But then it's like, no, that's craziness. There'd be so many pretty things that you would miss out on. But I do think it's a doable challenge, maybe for like 3 months or 6 months or something like that. I really need to stop trying to talk myself into this, because yeah, I'm far too easily distracted by the new and the shiny to limit myself to 3 patterns. But yes, anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. Would you consider doing it? Have you got ideas? Let me know in the comments. I'm really interested in this subject because I love pattern hacking. Not that I've done a great deal, but I do really enjoy it. It feels like magic when you can make something exist that's from your brain that didn't exist before. I am really waffling now, aren't I? Sorry. Hope you're all having a lovely day and that you've had a nice week, and I will see you again next time. Take care, bye. Where Jen made, it is Jen, isn't it, from, yes, say hello to the people, say hello. No? Your beard is filthy.